Soap on hair is one of the biggest debates online, and I'm not here to pick a fight because the truth is, a lot of people do not get results at first, and that's why this topic gets so heated. But hair isn't skin, it's a fiber, and over time, hair reacts to chemistry, especially pH, mineral buildup, and how the cleanser interacts with the cuticle. That's where the "it felt great until it didn't" story comes from. So in this video, we're not going to do opinions. We're going to look at what hair is actually experiencing with soap versus shampoo, chemically, structurally, and over time. And by the end, you'll know exactly why the results split so hard and what to use depending on your hair and water. People talk about soap on hair like it's a personal identity. Either it's the holy grail or it destroyed their hair. But most of the debate is based on what hair feels like right after washing, not what the hair is actually going through over time. Hair isn't living tissue that can balance itself the way that skin can. It's a fiber with layers, and those layers respond to chemistry. So when someone says, soap works great for me, that might be true in the short term, but it doesn't automatically mean it's a good long-term match for hair. The real question isn't, do you like it? The question is, what is soap doing to the cuticles, the surface charge, and the deposits that build up wash after wash? Here's why soap and shampoo can give totally different long-term results. Most true soaps are alkaline, and hair generally performs best in a mildly acidic range. When the cleanser is too alkaline, the cuticle can lift more easily, which increases friction, and friction is what turns into tangles, roughness, and breakage over time. Then there's hard water. Soap loves to react with minerals like calcium and magnesium, and that reaction can leave a dull, draggy film on the hair, the classic soap scum issue. So some people feel great results because they have soft water, low porosity hair, or they're doing regular acid rinses without realizing that's what's saving the feel. And other people get that slow creep. The hair starts off fine, then gets coated, then gets rough, then starts snapping at the ends. That's why this debate never dies, because different hair and different water create totally different outcomes. So here's what we're going to do instead of arguing online. We're going to give your hair a cleanser that's actually designed for hair. Not soap and not a thin shampoo that feels like nothing. A conditioning cream shampoo paste that cleans effectively but also supports slip, softness, and manageability. As I make it, I'll point out the exact ingredients that matter and what job each one is doing: cleansing, conditioning, thickening, and long-term hair feel. And then at the end, I'll show you the finished texture and a quick demo so that you can see what hair-designed cleansing looks like in real life. No drama, just chemistry, structure, and results that you can actually feel. All right, now that we've zoomed out and looked at what hair is actually dealing with, let's get practical. I'm going to make a conditioning cream shampoo paste, and the goal here is simple: clean like a shampoo, but feel better on the hair than soap does over time. As we formulate, I'll point out the specific choices that matter: the surfactant backbone for cleansing, the conditioning system for slip and static control, and the structuring ingredients that make this a true paste instead of a thin lotion. At the end, I'll show you the finished texture and do a quick demo so that you can see exactly what this cleanser is like in real life. So let's head into the formulation. Okay, let's get started, shall we? And we're going to start with our water phase, and this is where the control ingredients live. Call this your conditioning base, distilled water. You can use deionized water if you'd like. Okay, to the water, we're going to be adding disodium EDTA. This is my hard water insurance. It's going to grab metal ions so that the formula stays cleaner and behaves predictably. I'm going to turn on my burner here while I'm mixing everything. Go ahead and mix that in. You don't have to worry about everything being crystal clear right off of the bat. We are going to be putting this in a water bath. Next is glycerin. Simple, reliable hydration, and it helps with polymer handling. To the glycerin, we are going to be adding our Polyquat 10, and this is a conditioning polymer for slip, static control, and better combing. But you don't just dump this into the water right away. You have to pre-wet it. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a slurry in the glycerin. Once your glycerin and your Polyquat are fully combined and that Polyquat is nicely pre-wet, we're just going to go ahead and get that into the water phase. Doing this, pre-wetting your Polyquat is going to prevent that the fish eyes, the gummy fish eyes that you get. And that ruins texture. So let's just go ahead and get that right into our water portion. Our next ingredient is sodium PCA. This is a humectant. It's going to help our hair feel less stripped, especially with frequent washing. Okay, before we go ahead and stick our water phase in our hot water bath, we're going to go ahead and weigh the entire vessel, write that number down, just in case we lose any water to evaporation. I'm going to go ahead and just put a little bit of tin foil right on the top there, and then stick that in our water bath. Okay, we're going to start working on phase B next, our surfactant and structuring phase. So I already have SMCT paste already in here. This is our sodium methyl cocoyl taurate. All right, this is our primary cleanser. It's going to provide us with a creamy lather, great cleansing without that squeaky feel. Next is Cap B, or cocamidopropyl betaine. This is going to help with mildness, foam quality, and it helps to soften the solid surfactant. This is PEG7 glyceryl cocoate, a refatting agent. It's one of the reasons that this cleans without feeling like sandpaper. Now the backbone thickener. PEG 150 distearate. This is a major reason that we end up with a scoopable paste. Next up, we have glycol distearate. This is our pearlizing agent. It boosts opacity and contributes to that thick, creamy paste look. Cetyl alcohol is going to add the structure and cushion. It helps the paste feel rich instead of runny. And here's where the conditioning comes from. BTMS 50. In a cleansing paste, this is going to give us slip, combability, and it helps with frizz and static. Next, we have our esters. I've combined them both here. We have cocoa caprylate caprate and isopropyl myristate. These are our slip esters. They're going to help this paste rinse with a smoother feel, not a drag. And I just combined them in one container just to save on a little bit of the dishes. You can add them separately if you'd like. All right, let's give this a little bit of a stir. Now the solid surfactant. This is going to be our SCI powder, sodium cocoyl isethionate. This is what's going to give us our dense cleansing, and it helps build the paste structure. Put your mask on when you're working with this. Add it slowly. If you dump it in, you're going to fight clumps forever. All right, now that we've got that all combined, we're going to go ahead and stick that in our water bath as well until every structuring solid is fully melted and the SCI is fully softened. This is where people rush and they end up with a grainy product. So we're going to go ahead and let that do its thing. I'll bring you back when we're ready to combine both of those phases. Okay, both phases are done heating up, and I wanted to show you guys this beautiful silky, glossy texture of phase B. Look at that. There's no clumps. Everything has melted down fully. We have a nice, silky, glossy texture now. That's gorgeous. Look at this. Gorgeous. All right, I did already add a little bit of water back into my water portion because I did lose just a couple of grams worth during the heating process. And as you can see, the water portion has thickened up because of that Polyquat 10. If you find that you have a little bit of clumps in your Polyquat 10 and your water with your glycerin and everything else that you put in there, go ahead and use your homogenizer. I did give it a couple of little zaps, just for maybe 5 to 10 seconds, just to break up those clumps. You don't use a homogenizer in the same way that you would a stick blender. Just, just a few seconds. So I'm just going to give this water phase a little bit of a stir, and then I'm going to start adding it to the phase B very slowly. And this is the critical texture moment. I'm going to do this real slowly, adding this phase into phase B in small little portions. The goal is glossy and uniform with no separation and no aeration, okay? So we're going to go ahead and start adding phase A to phase B, and we're going to stir along the way. We've cooled down enough that I can go ahead and add my fragrance oil. Make sure that you're checking your IFRAs and your flash points on all of your fragrance oils. Today I am going to be using Asiatic Lily and Cantaloupe. It's a delightful scent. I love this in hair products, okay? So just go ahead and add that right there to the mix. Give this a really good mix because as you can see, we've got a really nice thick paste now, which was the whole goal of this formula to begin with. Okay, once you have your fragrance all blended in, the last thing we're going to be adding is our preservative. Euxyl PE 9010 is going to be our preservative today. It's phenoxyethanol and ethyl hexyl glycerin. Okay, this is formaldehyde free for those of you that might be concerned about that. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and adjust the pH. I'm going to check the pH using a 10% solution. So it's basically going to be 1 gram of the product with 9 grams of distilled water, because thick surfactant pastes don't give a reliable pH reading straight from the jar. So if you just adjust the dilution cup, that's going to tell you nothing about the real batch. You measure the dilution of the pH of the dilution rather, and then you adjust the main batch. So we're going to go ahead and get 1 gram of product into the 9 grams of the distilled water. If you get a little bit less or a little bit more, really no big deal. So I'm a little bit over. It's not a big deal. And adjusting the pH like this, that's the part of why shampoo and soap behave differently on hair over time, because we can make an adjustment with the pH. Now, because this is a really thick paste, it's not going to dissolve all the way in this water right now. I'd have to mix it for quite a little while. So we're going to go ahead and measure the pH now and make our adjustments. So we're coming in at about 6.37 with our pH. I want this to be around 4.8 to 5.2. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust the main batch with our 50/50 citric acid solution. And then I'll bring you guys back. So I was able to get the pH down to 4.94, so I'm really happy with that. Now take a look at this. This is what we're looking for. A thick, scoopable, glossy paste, not a lotion. Not a runny shampoo, definitely not a lotion. It holds its shape, but it still spreads easily. That's the balance between cleansing structure and conditioning slip. You should have like a little bit of a stretchy texture. That's the final consistency that we're looking for. All right, and here it is in the jar, all ready to go. Look how glossy that is. Silky, glossy, beautiful. But let's go ahead and try a little, shall we? I'm gonna wet my hands a little bit. First, let me go get a towel. Hold, please. All right, I'm gonna wet my hands, and I'm just gonna put a small little amount. That's even way more than I need. Like way more than I need. Let's go ahead and pretend that this is our hair. So what you're going to notice is the foam is creamy and dense. It's not big and airy. And it's going to rinse away without that squeaky drag feeling. Very creamy, very silky. And that was a tiny little amount that we just used. Certainly you're going to use more than that on your hair, but I just wanted to show you what kind of creamy, dense lather this is going to produce. And that's the whole point of today's video. Hair does better long term when the cleanser is built for hair, not just something that cleans. So here's the takeaway. The soap versus shampoo debate gets loud because people are talking about feelings, not what hair is experiencing over time. Hair is a fiber, and fiber responds to chemistry, especially pH, mineral deposits, and surface friction. That's why one person can love soap and another person's hair slowly turns rough, dull, and tangled. My goal is not to tell you what to do. It's to help you to understand what's happening so that you can choose on purpose. And if you want more myth-busting hair science and formulas that actually perform, like this video, subscribe, and tell me in the comments, have you used soap on your hair and what did it do over time? Also, I created an in-depth blog post on this topic last August. Check it out. Lots of really great information over there. Thanks for hanging out with me today at Creation Station, and I'll see you in the next formulation. If you're a YouTube channel member, the written formula and instructions are waiting for you in the description box. If you're not a member, you can also get this formula along with more than 100 others and all future releases by joining my Patreon, or you can pick it up individually in my Etsy shop. All the links are below. Choose what's right for you.